Yeah, Andrea Caputo, I'm an architect and founder of Dropcity in Milan.
First of all, can you tell us a bit about what is Dropcity and a bit of the story behind it? How did it start?
Dropcity is a center for architecture and design, and we started 7 years ago as an idea to endorse the strong network we have in Milan. Not just architects but designers. So, deep concentration of architecture and design schools. Main magazines were founded in Milano decades ago. There's an insane amount of architects for practice in the city, but at the same time, and great institutions such as Triennale. But I think there's also the need to get more connected on a daily basis, and the idea of working together, exchanging experiences together, and learning again together, possibly after university. And so it came out with this idea of becoming a sort of new epicenter for the city and for a very specific category, which is open, not just architects, designers, and everyone belonging to the process of doing projects, but focusing one area, large area, I would say. Yeah.
It's actually related to my second question, which is how do you relate to the city of Milano? As you said, it's an amazing city, especially for architects and event professionals, with a lot of happenings, with a lot of events, with a lot of activity. And how do you weave into this? What's the role of Dropcity within this tapestry of
Well,
design?
Milano, it's incredibly attractive, especially today. But at the same time, large part of this program is temporary, and so we have amazing events such as the Fashion Weeks and, of course, Design Week. But Top City is more an answer to the need of permanent programs, and so the way we conceive exhibitions, the way we conceive lecture programs is more related to the idea of stretching this all over the year and not just they focus on 1 week or 2 weeks. And so this is the logic of every intervention we do or we try to kick off. So it wants to build up a relationship with the city, which is not just on spot, but is mainly related to local communities we have in Milano, but also surrounding center for architecture such as Zurich, Mendrisio, where the academia is and where the schools are. So it opens up, but in order to do that, it has to be consistent in time.
Turning a bit to the space we're in quite a unique location. We're in the tunnels behind the Milan Stazione. What can you tell us about this location? How did you choose it?
Magazzina Cordati is the name of this area. It's a 40,000 square meters in the belly of Central Station. There's many other typologies in Zurich, the Viaduct, but also Mitte in Berlin and Galazar in Paris. So the thing is, in Milano, somehow forgot about that space. We have a huge amount of meters nearby Porta Nuova, which is one of the key areas in Milano, but the Fiaccorati are left unused since decades. There used to be a fish market, but generally 100 years ago it used to be the docks of the city. So the train were coming inside here, loading, unloading. So the main distribution for the city in the 20s and the 30s were through these tunnels. Then the fish market came, and then it got moved in the 90s. And since then, there was no main program. And so, in the moment I went to the rail company, to the municipality to suggest a new plan for this area and a new program, they very much welcome that. Because it's not a commercial intervention, it's private but public, meant to be very much published. It's going to host a public bibliothèque and material library. And way more. And even exhibitions are going to be ticketless. So there's a logic of paying a public space or a public facility for the city. So But of course, we have to adapt it to this context, which is not easy. And so it required a strong intervention.
Turning to this year's programming of events, Dropcity has a very diverse program. Can you tell us a bit about what we can expect in the near future?
It's a multiple program now. Beautiful Mistakes Tonight. It's one of the main, let's say, content. And this idea of posting several architects telling the stories, also in that case, also mistakes. But besides that, we have two main exhibitions. One is Bruter at BX, which is let's say, a way to introduce contemporary architecture in the city of Milan. And we have Prison Times, another large exhibition. This is more related to detention centers and the imaginary and the analytics of their spaces through the time analysis. And of course, we also host our first labs. We have a good shop ladder in the S6, which is a company leader for Buddha machinery, really advanced. And all these machinery are going to be available for anyone willing to use it in the future. So very much open to anyone interested. Textile ladder, same story. It's going to be open to the city. And that's the protocol that we want to open up for many other labs in the future. We also host temporary exhibitions from Salone, collective shows, marriage shows. So the idea is to, let's say, be very much open to any sort of proposals we might get from designers, and not to inject the logic of location of rental. Everything is for free in Dropcity, even in terms of renting the space. So what you see during the design week is not subjected to any rental. So anyone we host is for free. And even any exhibition and any lecture. So that's the idea behind the whole project, to be very much accessible.
Okay, my question was partly answered, but what is the process behind choosing or deciding what architects, what exhibitions to feature, and how are all of this coming together?
It's the involvement of curators, for our consultants and people which belongs to architecture field. For many years we work with Andrea Caputo in charge of the lectures. That is here is Benjamin. There's the idea of involving people, which is possibly very much, let's say, in focus and in this field by profession and also upcoming. So keep the chance to say, be the curator of a show, even people that under 30 years old. That's the pace of Prison Times. And the logic is to really let the content be very much open to anyone. We need to participate into what we do. And of course, there's a criteria of selection, but it's mainly related to also contemporary visions of architecture.
Thank you very much for sitting with us.
Thank you, Andrea.